Good morning, everybody. My name is Jafri Syed, and today I will not be here in person to present to you. I would have loved to, but I am at a speech tournament right now. So that's that. And I'd like to start with where I'm going to college. I've applied to the United States Naval Academy, and I got a letter from my congressman saying I got a nomination from him. And it was a really intense interviewing process that got me that nomination, and I think I have Mr. Schwan to thank for giving me the interviewing skills to get that nomination. I'm also waiting on a nomination from the Vice President of the United States, which I really look forward to, and hopefully Mr. Schwan's guidance will get me that too. Um, as far as my experience in business goes, I've been in practically every class since my freshman year. I didn't plan to go in every year when I was a freshman because I took intro to business because I was like, oh, I'm going to get my consumer ed credit out of the way and that's it. I'm never going to see a class like this again. Little did I know that I actually started enjoying the class because Mr. Schwan was such a great teacher that I wanted to take more business classes because I liked the things I was learning in them. I liked the whole professional setting of the classrooms that he'd established, and I just kind of kept taking them. And I got I got so like hooked onto business classes when Mr. Schwan first pitched VEI. VEI didn't exist until like a year ago. So when Mr. Schwan first announced it, and I was a sophomore, I was like, "Yeah, sign me up, Mr. Schwan. I'll be one of your first students." And I was. And in that class, we got to interview some very like prolific business professionals within Chicago, and that is a great experience. Like being able to interview somebody who actually knows like the insides of a business. Not to say Mr. Schwan doesn't know the insides of a business, but to meet people like that actually are in like a business that exists right now, that was a chance that not a lot of people get to do. How many people can say that, hey, I interviewed with accounting, the chief of accounting at a multi-million dollar casino? Not a lot. Not a lot of high school students can say that. But Mr. Schwan really opened up a lot of opportunities for me, not just in business classes, but in organizations like Rotary Interact. And I feel really proud saying this that my past 2 years in Rotary Interact and doing the toy drive have been phenomenal. I wouldn't trade them for anything else. Because being able to donate $20,000 worth of toys over the past 2 years to needy children in Chicago, not a lot of high school students get that opportunity. And I think being given the opportunity to make somebody else's life better is something that no one else can offer, really. Which is why I encourage you guys to take Intro to Business and join a group like Rotary Interact. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Faraz Hashmi, and I'm currently a senior here at Maine East High School. So a little bit about myself. I am the president here at Maine East of MSA, Muslim Student Association. I've been president for this club for the past 2 years. I'm also co-CEO of Virtual Enterprises International. I'll get into a little bit more about that in just a moment. But in terms of college, I'm currently deciding between Purdue University and Loyola University. I plan on taking the pre-dentistry professional studies, which is essentially the first step onto becoming a dentist, and my intended major is biology. So you might be wondering, why am I here talking about business, but I plan on going into the dental field? Well, business and business management skills are skills that can be used in any industry. If you have these skills, you'll be successful in any industry you work in or any career you have. So here are some of the business classes I took here at Maine East. I started off taking marketing, which I learned a lot about marketing, which is one of the largest departments in a business. I learned about the marketing functions such as promotion, advertising, selling, distribution, pricing, and financing. And it was a great experience for me because I learned a lot about how a business runs, because this is one of the major departments in a business. And I also had a great time in the class because it was taught by a very influential and inspiring teacher. Mr. Lasky, who makes learning a lot fun. I also took College Accounting Accelerated, which I highly suggest everyone takes because it's one of dual credit courses offered here at Maine East, where if you excel in this class, you will also earn college credit. And accounting is also another skill that can be used in any career you plan to go into. And last but definitely not least, VEI, Virtual Enterprises International. This is a class where students will have the opportunity to gain experience and use their skills to create a business, a virtual business. I love this class. This is my favorite class. In fact, I love this class so much that I took it twice. Last year, I took this class and we started a virtual company that was worth $2 million. This year, thanks to Mr. Schwan, gave me the opportunity to become co-CEO here with Josh. We are currently starting a company that will be worth $2.5 million. So I highly encourage you all to take these classes and to learn from the most influential and motivational teachers we have here at Maine East, Mr. Schwan and Mr. Lasky. Mr. Schwan, he presented me with opportunities that no other high school student could say that they had. We had times where we presented to real-life executive officials, such as the operational risk manager at HSBC, one of the largest financial organizations in the world. So to start off taking business, you should start off by taking Introduction to Business, because it fulfills the consumer ed requirement. That's a course that you're required to take in order to graduate. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Take this and you will learn about the core of business. It will kind of lay down the foundation for you to excel in other business classes. You will learn about the different activities that go on in different departments within a business. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Natalie Zherko, and I am a senior here at Maine East High School. So I'm sure many of you that are sitting here have absolutely no idea what classes you're going to take in high school, and trust me, it doesn't get easier as a senior choosing what college you're going to go to. But a little bit about myself. I've done DECA and Rotary Interact all 4 years, and DECA is a club for emerging entrepreneurs, and it is a 3-step process. You can make a paper, PowerPoint, and script that you are going to show to a judge, and is essentially being like on Shark Tank. And Aneri and I have applied ourselves, and our freshman year, we went to Anaheim, California for national competitions. And you too, if you do DECA, could go to places like Georgia, Tennessee, Florida. And so in terms of colleges, I'm looking into University of Wisconsin-Madison and Lehigh University for global business, which mixes international affairs and business together. So you could have cultural background and still learn about economies all around the world. So some business classes and business-related activities that I have participated in was DECA, freshman year and sophomore year. Aneri and I actually made a business plan for Advocate Lutheran General Hospital, and we presented it to the Board of Executives. And I will tell you, it was one of the most surreal activities I've ever done in my entire life. As someone who's going into business, being in the executive room as a freshman, I was scared, but nonetheless, it was one of the biggest experiences that has shaped me till now. And I took business classes all 4 years. I took Introduction to Business, as it is the foundation to any business classes. I took marketing and business law, which could be a mix between law and business, so you will know how it's like to be in a courtroom, and that is taught by the wonderful Mr. Lasky. And I also took VEI this year, and I am Chief of Accounting and Administration, and I learned all about payroll, taxes, and balance sheets. And VEI is essentially a class that divides you by what interest you have in business, if you are in marketing versus in accounting. And you learn all these key principles that you would have never learned otherwise in your field of business. So why take Introduction to Business? Well, of course, it fills the consumer ed requirement, and you wouldn't have to take it in the summer if you take Introduction to Business your freshman year. And 90% of the Maine East graduates that take a business class have graduated from college, and I nonetheless believe that that is from the communication and networking skills that they have learned here at our business classes. And of course, as a freshman, you are going to be seeing a lot of new, fresh faces, and it is an opportunity for you to talk to people you may never talk to, and interact and learn these communication skills. And I promise you that is a guarantee. So thank you, and thank you, Mr. Schwan, for giving me the ability to go to Advocate Lutheran General and take the EI classes. It was a really amazing experience for me. And I'm going to introduce Josh.
My name is Josh, and at the moment I'm considering UIC, Loyola, and U of I. Now at Maine East, I'm involved in a number of different extracurricular activities. Last season I was involved in JV tennis as the captain. I'm the president of the school's technology club, and I'm an officer in a service-based club called Rotary Interact and a business club called DECA. And Mr. Schwan is actually the head coach of tennis, and he's the sponsor for Rotary Interact and DECA. When I leave Maine East in a few months, I'm 100% confident in the fact that I want to major in either computer science or business, and this is because of the CTE courses I've taken at Maine East. For those of you who don't know what CTE stands for Career Technical Education, and the things you learn in these classes relate directly to the industry, their job level skills. And I can tell you that by far, Virtual Enterprises International, or VEI, has been one of the most engaging and interesting courses I've taken at Maine East High School. As Faraz described, it's an interesting course in the sense that everything we do to run our virtual business is student-led. I remember when we were developing our business plan for VEI, I was taking information that I learned from other business courses to help incorporate things like balance sheets, income statements, and cash flows into our business plan. But in order to take a class, a higher level business course like VEI or college accounting, you need a foundation. And that foundation comes from taking Intro to Business. More than fulfilling the two graduation requirements that it does, it's also a chance for you to learn how to develop business skills, professional skills. You learn how to write a business plan, and you learn how to present that business plan. But even more than that, you get to develop a connection with Mr. Lasky and Mr. Schwan. Both of them have helped me develop into the person I am today, professionally and personally. They've helped me and guided me to becoming the leader that I am today. And I think that when you guys take Intro to Business, you take the first step into a career in business or a career in leadership. And I'd recommend it to you all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maneri. I am the president of Rotary Interact. I am also the vice president of Student Council. And what Student Council does is it plans homecoming, it plans spirit weeks, it plans blood drives. I'm also a part of DECA and MERP, the Maine East Rhythm Project, the African Drum Club here at Maine East, and also the National Honor Society. So as I mentioned earlier, I will be attending Stanford University in the fall. So one of the most important things I want the freshmen to know is that not only are you going to work really hard, yeah, it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of late nights, but you're also going to play hard. You're going to have lots of fun, and yeah, there's going to be stress involved, but once you get to the end, you're going to have so many amazing memories with you, and it's really going to all be worth it in the end. So for example, when I went to DECA Nationals my freshman year, California, Natalie and I had so much fun going on adventures, running through the beach, running through the palm trees. It was just an amazing experience, and you will all have the opportunity to do that by taking the business class. And also the WGN toy drive. So basically, as president of Rotary Interact, what we had all of our 275 members do was they all raised money, and we were able to purchase $10,000 worth of toys for underprivileged children around the holidays. And we were even featured on WGN News. So the business classes I've taken Introduction to Business, Marketing, and College Accounting. So not only do the financial concepts that you learn in all of these classes apply in class, but also out of the classroom. So for example, when I was filling out my FAFSA or my CSS program to get financial aid for college, I was able to help my parents with all of this and kind of be there to guide them, because not all the time, our parents don't have all the answers, and it's really great to be able to help them out. And also, for example, if I don't plan on going into business, I can still use all of the knowledge and information I've gotten from these classes. For example, if you plan on going into medicine and opening up your own practice, you'll need the accounting skills in order to run that business yourself. So why you should take Introduction to Business. While I was on my Stanford interview, one of the things my interviewer told me was that the thing that made me stand out the most was my business skills. So not only was I able to communicate professionally and have professional mannerisms, but also the experiences I got really set me apart. For example, going to nationals in DECA, being able to present to the board of a gigantic hospital, and all these things really made me appear different and stand out, and also the WGN toy drive. So I used my business skills, and I used what I learned in these business classes, and I applied it to something that had a greater good and really helped somebody, and that's what life's all about. It's about going to college and learning skills and becoming a member of society and really helping contribute to the community. Also, you get to strengthen your public speaking skills. So if I was a freshman, I would not be be able to stand up here and speak to a whole crowd of people with as much confidence as I am today. So as you take these business classes, you're definitely going to be expected to get up and speak, and over time it gets easier, believe me, and it's all great in the end. So I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and welcome.